We'll get started here shortly. Alright, it's almost time. Are you ready? Here we go! Four, three, two, one. It is time. Please welcome your host, best-selling romantic suspense author Anna Blakely, and Mr. B.
Hi. I am so sorry I'm late. And it's just me. So sorry about that too. First of all, thank you for those of you who hung in there and waited or came back. Those of you who've been around from the beginning know that I'm not the technical person. So with me being in charge of trying to get this started, that was fun. But I think I have it down now. So there's that. So first off, let me just say real fast, Christian will not be with me tonight. I'll get into it in a minute, but he's okay. His back and all this was giving him fits, and he's been in bed all day. So, well, really the last couple days actually. But he's okay. So I'll get into that in a minute, but I want to catch up and see who else here. Viking Steve, Mr. Okay. That's funny. No, he's not at Buc-ee's, I promise. I mean, I could see that happening, but no, not today. Let's see. Hello, JKS, how are you? We are here, I promise. Let's see. Well, I'm here. Glad you hear those, yes. Let's see. Christine Breeze, hello. Trisha Miller, hey. Rametta, hey. Let's see, we got Sharon. Good day. I can't even do it. I'm not even gonna try. He can do it. Not great, but he can do it better than me. So, let's see. Melanie, hello. Oh, it's been raining there, she says. Yeah, it's been sunny and muggy and just today here. Sunny, at least, but very muggy. Bonnie, hello. Hello, Louise Matthews. How are you? Hey, Stephanie. Thanks for joining. Rametta said it's been raining off and on for her. Angie. Oh, 2-week early anniversary dinner. Nice. Well, congratulations. And happy early 2-week early anniversary. And enjoy your dinner. That sounds good. Let's see. Diana Long. Hello. Hey, Lana. Didn't I just see you? Let's see. Ashley Youngren. I have somebody else I just saw. Had some fun hanging out with some people in here during Riders on the River. So, which I'll talk about that in a little bit too. So. Hey, Janice Huber. We're doing well-ish. Better. So that's good. I hope you're doing well. Let's see who else we got. Nicole, hey, on YouTube. Look at you. Bonnie said today is her in-law's 69th anniversary. Holy cow. That's wild and awesome, especially in this day and age. That's really cool. I think we talked about it one time on here, but it's been forever ago if I did. But I was just telling Abby this story the other day. The church that we used to go to, there was an older couple there, and they had been married for like 60 some years. I don't remember the exact number. For some reason, 62 is stuck in my head, but I don't even know if that's right. But he, when they went up to the front of the church, and we all sang this song that we did for anniversaries. And afterwards, somebody asked them what the secret to being married for so long was, and he said they never fell out of love at the same time. So kind of like, how relationships, you have your ups and downs, every relationship does. But the way he explained it, it was like, when they were on their down, like one of them might have been further down than the other one, and the other one kept trying to, pull them back up. And so that's how they got through. And I've never forgotten that. I thought that was kind of a neat thing. So, let's see. Sharon Goody, hello. Hello. Stephanie. Oh, hey. She got another person to join. Let's see if Amy, is it Crow? Joins tonight. So let's see. That'd be awesome. And thanks for promoting us. I appreciate that greatly. Only on YouTube. Gotcha. Renee. I'm not even gonna, I can't even try. My voice is doing something funny tonight for some reason too. Chris Browning, hello. Hello. I'm glad I'm here too. I was touch and go. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to cancel it or not, but luckily he's doing a little better, so I was able to get in here. Let's see. Christine says, nope. I'm learning here. Watch and Talk Tuesday, cooking homemade pulled. Yum. I love that. Christian just actually smoked a sizable pork butt the other day, and oh, it's so good. And so we'll take it and we like vacuum seal. Like he separates them in, I think he does a pound for each like smaller vacuum seal bag that we have, and then we'll freeze them, and then they're the types of bags that it's okay to like get hot around the food, and so then we just stick them in a pot of hot water, boiling water, and that's how we reheat it, and then that way it keeps the moisture in it. Oh my god, it's so good. He's kind of a master at the smoker. I will give him that for sure. Oh, Viking Steve, go run your errand if you're even still on here. But thank you so much. I will pass that along to him. So thanks, guys. Let's see. You know what, Melanie? It very well could have. He actually, let's see. So let me hang on just a second. I will get back to that. Give me just a second. I want to make sure. Oh, Erica Barnes is here. Hello, hello. Sorry you can't stay, but have fun at the conference and safe travels. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, I guess he popped in from afar. Eve, I had trouble finding me tonight. Yeah, sorry about that, but I am here, thankfully. So, well, I say thankfully, you guys may not think so by the time we're done. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Beverly, hello. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, no kidding. We'll talk about that too, Miss Ashley. She came out pretty good from Riders on the River with their raffle basket giveaways. So nice. Suzanne, hey, thanks for asking. You know what? I'm actually going to talk about him in just a minute. If you can hold on just a second. I don't want to like lose. I want to make sure I say hi to everybody before I get in there. Cabe, hey, thanks for joining us. Hey, Tim McCarthy, how are you? And thank you. I will pass along your well wishes to Christian. He's okay. It's just it was his back. Sue Risen, hey. Oh, okay. So the couple that from the church, Christian remembers, it was their 71st. I was way off. 71st wedding anniversary. So they got married very, very young and lived to be very old, and they stayed married the whole time. So that was pretty cool. No more. Chris, it wasn't that, I promise. Hanky panky. Oh, Miss Kelly, or Sandy Kelly, hello, hello. Oh, Tim says the secret to his marriage is doing whatever Cindy tells him to do. So Tim is the brother-in-law to our neighbors up here. And they live out west. Well, hello, Gail Whitley from Blakely's Barney's. So that if you guys were on here and you remember after knockout, no, after shoot, which one was it? Yeah, it was knockout, wasn't it? I think so. Yeah, it was knockout. Sorry, I've between 3 signings this close together. They're all meshing with me. Yeah, knockout. Miss Gail was part of the. If you guys remember, after that, our next Talk Tuesday, Christian talked about the awesome family that and sisters and niece that hung out with us, and they all had purple on, and so they joked about being Blakely's Barneys. So thanks for joining us, Gail. Sue, thank you. I decided to put in the fun here tonight. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up here, make sure. Oh, his surgery was yesterday. Bonnie, how's he doing? I mean, you said it's a success, so that's good. Absolutely. I can't believe you're even on here. I'm so glad that he's doing well, and I'm so sorry that I have spaced getting in there to check on him. But I'm glad it sounds like that it went well, so that's good. Lisa Adams, hey, don't feel bad. I was late too. Shocker, shocker. Let's see. Oh, you got another tattoo. There's the last part of that message. Nice. Nice. What'd you get? I want to know. Let's see. Trisha said, clicked on an old show. It was a little dark. Mr. B was wearing a boat. It probably was. It was dark in the room. I wonder if that was the one in his office. Were the curtains black with kind of silver, like wavy things in them? Maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry, Sandy. And I know there's been a lot going on lately. So I feel you. But so go take care of yourself, get some rest. Even if it's just a mental break. So we all need those every once in a while. Nicole said, so you switch back over from YouTube, like sleeping on your partner's side of the bed. Same view, but really weird. That does mess me up. That messes me up every time. Going on the other side. Hey, Jason. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, he is working remotely, Trisha, from bed. We actually joked about how we could try to do Talk Tuesday from bed, but he wasn't feeling up to being on camera. Let's see. Okay, so Bonnie's update on her hubby who had surgery yesterday. He did have to wash his hair from today. That's sweet, though. I bet he appreciated that greatly. Oh, you got a stingray. Nice. Yeah, Trisha, then that would have been in his office across the hall from me. We did it in there. We did Talk Tuesday in there. See, even when he's not here, I can hear the little snicker in my ear, or the cough, or the comment, or something. Yeah, we did Talk Tuesday from his office. I don't know if we did it more than once. I think we did. Maybe. I don't know. But okay, so I think I'm all caught up. So now to catch you guys up on. So y'all know he has a bad back. Or if you don't know, Mr. B has a really, really bad back. But he was doing okay. Even on the 2-week trip, like he seemed to be doing all right. He found a stretch that worked really well. That really kind of helped pop out and stretch out his spine. So that's been keeping him, functioning anyway. Doing that stretch at least once a day since Space Coast, actually. But then the mattress in our hotel for Riders on the River, it was really hard. And like I slept okay. It wasn't my favorite, but I slept okay. And he did too until the last night we were there. And I don't know if he just moved wrong in his sleep or if the mattress itself just was putting too much pressure on it and eventually it went. But we're pretty sure he had a rib out of place come Sunday morning. He woke up, he couldn't move well. Every bump we hit on the road on the way home, he would like tense up, and everything. Well, what was happening was with that rib out, his muscles back there were pulling and spasming. I'm assuming like trying to get it back in where it belonged, and it wasn't working. And so he was in a lot of pain by the time we got home on Sunday night. Monday did go to a chiropractor yesterday. Pretty sure she got it back in place where it's supposed to be. But then the muscles themselves were still just so incredibly tight. They wouldn't stop spasming yesterday. So he was in bed most of the day yesterday, muscle relaxer and all that stuff, trying to give his back the rest that it needed. Last night was rough. He fell asleep. I shouldn't laugh. But we were sitting up in bed watching TV before we went to sleep, like we normally would do on the couch. But we have an adjustable bed, and we so we were sitting up, and at one point he got up to go to the bathroom, and he came back and he sat down on the edge of the bed and then just leaned, like the back of the mattress is here. If you can kind of picture that, like here's the back of the mattress, here's the bed, and the TV was over here. He sits down and leans against the back of the mattress like this, and that's how he fell asleep. Because it was like the only position that he could get in that helped at the time. Oh, hey, Megan from Minnesota. So I just scooted down because I'm short. So I just scooted down, put my head where the crease was, and I went to sleep like that. But then it was an up and down night, or, I say tossing and turning, but he couldn't really even turn that well. Poor guy. So today he took the day to stay on his muscle relaxers, stay in bed, and just rest. And right before I finally got this on, he said that he was feeling better. He can stand up straight. He thinks that she did get it back in place like it's supposed to be. And the muscles are finally starting to relax a little bit. So my hope is he'll rest better tonight and wake up feeling like a whole new guy tomorrow. But in the meantime, you're stuck with just me. Sorry. That's why. Let's see what else. So Riders on the River, that was a really good signing. As always, it's always a really good signing. A lot of fun. I swear it gets better every single year. And, this year was no different. It was fun because I was right next to Susan Stoker, although we were both busy and didn't really even get to talk that much. But which is a good thing, but it was cool being right next to her. I still, even after all this time, I still like fangirl when I see her and get excited to be close to her table, let alone be right next to her. So that was fun. Oh, he says definitely not an up and down night. No, it wasn't an up and down night for sure. It was it was more of just a little like side movements and grunts, I think. But anyway, yeah, so Riders on the River was good. It was a lot of fun this year because I want to say even more fun this year maybe than in years past, only because as I've gotten to know some of you guys more through here, which was the whole point of this, which is awesome. But I got to know you guys, some of you guys more through here who were able to attend, which made it an even more, awesome event. Getting to hang out with you guys. Lana, we ended up, Miss B and I got to have dinner with Lana Humphreys the first night we were, first night we were there. We got to share dinner with her. We were, I think, was it, Lana? We were at the restaurant for like 2.5 hours or something like that. Maybe just 2 hours. I don't know. But we were there for quite a while after we'd already eaten, visiting, and could have talked to all night long, I think. But yeah, I always feel that way when I'm around really any of you guys. Those of you that I've gotten, we've been blessed to get a chance to meet in person. It's like, I feel like we can just sit and talk forever, which is really cool. So we had dinner with Lana that night, and then the next night after the signing, we had dinner with Miss Nicole Craig and her husband Ron, and Christine Hall and her husband Jay, and that was a lot of fun. And we were at the restaurant for quite a while that night too, because like with you guys, with my fellow author friend, and then Christine, we're like, we could sit and talk forever about anything, just like on here. So, oh hey, Bridget. So speaking of the restaurant, the Tin Lizard restaurant that we ate at, Lana, I don't know if, Lana, you're still in here. So Bridget was our server that night. So hey, Bridget, good to see you on here. Thanks for joining. And she was awesome. So if you ever go to Riders on the River and you eat over at the Tin Lizard, or if you're ever in Peoria and you eat at the Tin Lizard and Bridget's working, you'll have awesome service. So just so you know, it was very obvious that she loves her job, and that's rare these days, I feel like. So that was awesome. So thank you for the awesome service and the company, Bridget. Let's see. Lana said closer to 2.5. Right? It was, you were laughing at. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We had so much fun. We did laugh a lot. Let's see. Connecting with favorite author and you. It was awesome, Trisha. It was awesome. Like, this whole signing season for me has been incredible this year. From the amazing time that we got to hang out at Space Coast over those 4 days, and then Knockout, the river cruise after, that was amazing. And then, the time that we had with readers, not only the 2 dinners that we shared, but then there was also the after party at Riders on the River. There was the after party Saturday night, and that was a lot of fun. And we hung out there, and I should have brought I'll have to show you guys. I still need to do a photo. I have been so just like, with just all of the signings and everything else going on, that I haven't done a single photo note from the signings from even Space Coast yet. I've got to get in there this week and do that. But Mr. B and I got up and we did they had a photo booth with the props and stuff, and so we did that, and that was a lot of fun. Let's see. You did jump right into time. That was perfect timing, because I literally was just talking about that. So you did. You hit that one just at the right time. Mr. B, you need some fresh bread. That does sound good. Maybe I can get Emma to make him some. She did just make some cookies, though. Man, I'll tell you what, that little girl, she can cook. Emma's our youngest. Well, I say little girl. She's almost 18, but she's still my little girl. But we got home from Writers, walked into the house, and the house smelled so good because she had just pulled out, I think it was the last batch of thumb drop cookies. So it was like almost like a shortbread cookie, and then she did the thumb drop pressed in to make it look like a heart, and then she had it filled with different jams. And so it was I think she did blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, and cherry, and oh my gosh, so good. But thank you, Nicole. Appreciate that greatly. Let's see. Oh, Renette said she made a Shutterfly book. Ooh, that is a good idea. I should do that. You're right. I should do that. Or I should have my people do that. Wonder if my people are on here still. If they are, they're probably not going to tell me now. Let's see. Hey, Christine, you're all right. I was like 10 minutes late getting on here, so yeah. But it's only me, so are you really surprised? Probably not. Oh, Melanie made a key lime pie. Man, everybody's making good stuff. Chris makes mean peanut butter fudge. Now I'm getting hungry. Um, well, so since we're talking about Riders on the River, right, right, Renette? Maybe HR. Oh, wait. What is this? What is that? Oh, crickets. Right. Yeah, I know. I'm not surprised. But speaking of Christine Hall and Riders on the River, so I'm sure many of you have seen her posts. I'm assuming. If you have not, so she and I discovered, among so many other things that we have in common, we both love giraffes. And I had gotten a couple from Josh. I have a little stuffed one that he got me from when he went to the zoo with friends a couple years ago. And then this last time he went, this last summer, he brought me this little giraffe. So I like giraffes. And Mr. B had bought me one at one point when we were on a trip. I think that was maybe even when we were in at Books at the Beach in September. But anyway, so we both like giraffes, Christine and I do. So when we were between Space Coast and no, I'm sorry, I take that back. Yeah, between Space Coast and Knockout, we stopped at probably a Buc-ee's. I don't even know where it was, but at a gas station somewhere, and Mr. B found two little stuffed animal giraffes. So he got one for me and one for her. So when we were at Knockout, he gave her giraffe, right? So we get home, don't think anything of it. She apparently decided that was some sort of challenge, I guess, to one up me in the giraffe game. So instead of giving me a small little stuffed animal giraffe, I now have this giraffe. I guess that could be my co-host since Mr. B's not here. Can we stand in for? Yeah. So, and this is Louise because for those of you who are on after Knockout, I had gotten Christine and I both Thelma and Louise t-shirts from Buc-ee's. She's Thelma and I'm Louise, and so she named the two because she has a matching one. So she named hers Thelma, and this is Louise. So yeah, there you go. It's insane, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Where's Thelma? Where is Thelma, Christine? You have Thelma, right? Or wait, or did I get that backwards? Oh man, I don't even know. I can't keep track of anything anymore. Oh, hi, Heather Hartman. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Oh, Diana said that she made zucchini bread today. Man, y'all really are making me hungry now. Trisha, so funny story. The last night that we went to bed the last night that we slept at the hotel there for Riders on the River, so Saturday night, this lovely thing was positioned in between the one little desk that they had in our hotel room and the dresser that had the TV on it. There was like just enough space there that we could squish her in between. Problem is it faced the bed. So then I lay down and realized that Mr. B's Buc-ee's hat was on top of it, and he had put his sunglasses on it too. So I lay in bed and I look over, or I go to look at the TV, but it catches my eye. I look at the giraffe and realize there's a giraffe staring at me wearing a Buc-ee's hat and sunglasses. So yeah, that was fun. Let's see. Oh my god. I didn't think you took the video of it. I thought you just took pictures of me. I did. I got off the elevator and I started riding it through the lobby. Because like I tell you all the time, I'm just a big dork, and so I like to have fun. But yeah, so yeah, Christine does. I know there are pictures at least of when she first came in, because they brought it up to our hotel room, and I was essentially like locked in the bathroom, and I knew she had something for me. I had no idea what it was. I definitely did not ever would have guessed this. And I do know there's a video out there somewhere of point of view of, I think it was Mr. B videoing it, facing the bathroom door, and then the door opens and you see my reaction when when I see it. Louise, hey, right? There you go. Yeah, Rometta, we got lots of pictures. It was insane. It was insane. Ashley, yes, we did go there on Sunday before we left town. It was Christian and I, plus Christine and Jay, and then Nicole, Craig and her husband. The 6 of us went and we ate, and it was delicious. It was really good. I wish I could have eaten more. Like, I had to force myself to stop eating because I knew otherwise I was going to get sick. But their pancakes were really good, and I don't eat pancakes very often anymore, but it was all good. I had scrambled eggs and sausage, and yeah, it was all really good. Oh, Sharon says she saw the video. Nice. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Okay, so I've covered Riders on the River, I think, and Christian's back issues and all that. Actually, yeah. Let me back up to Riders on the River, and dang it, I don't have them with me. They're actually still downstairs. But or they might be in, actually they might be in Mr. B's office. I don't know. But y'all remember the story of or maybe even saw a video of it. I don't know if that's out there. If it is, I would love to see it. But when we were at Knockout, Mr. B entered raffle basket giveaways like he always does, not expecting to ever win, but it's just another way for us to support whatever cause the signing is supporting, so, and raising money for it. So we always enter the raffle, and it was really hard to hear in there. He doesn't have the greatest hearing anyway, and I know right, Jason, wait, there. I mean, she's even got little eyelashes and everything, right? But so he entered the raffle. A number was called. It was some like 2-1, I think, were the last digits in the winning ticket number. He thought, I'm not 100% sure it was a 2. I know the last number was a 1. He thought, instead of saying, he thought they said 9 instead of 1, and it was really hard to hear. And it did kind of sound like that. And so he starts hooping and hollering and making a big deal about it and pumping everybody up, and everybody's cheering and everybody's watching him. And then we realized it wasn't actually his ticket that won. And the lovely and gracious Amanda Zook, who is also an author. If you haven't read her, she's amazing. You should go read her. She came up. She was the one who won the raffle. So he had to give his basket up to her. So fast forward, that was a Knockout. So at Riders, we get there, and we see Amanda Zook there, and she comes up, same basket as the one that she won, only now it is filled with chocolates and like all the little crinkly paper stuff and everything, and filled with chocolates and wrapped up so nice and pretty. And she brought that for him so that he could actually have his own gift basket or raffle basket, since he won and then didn't win, and she felt bad for having to take it away from him. So she gave it back to him, just took her stuff out and filled it with chocolate, which I greatly appreciated. Until I realized how much I ate that night. Yeah, I ate a lot of chocolate that night. But it was like the little ones and the little kisses. And so it was like every time I'd walk by, I'd grab a kiss, grab a little miniature chocolate. And yeah. But anyway, so she gave him an awesome, it was so, so sweet. The funny thing is, I don't even know, maybe it was that, Ashley, remind me, was it that same day or was it I don't even remember. I'm sorry. It could have been that night or the next day, or maybe the first night. I don't even know. It was either Friday or Saturday night. But then we run into Ashley Youngren, who has another gift basket made up for Christian, since he didn't, or he thought he won the other one and had it taken away. Thank you, Ashley. It was Saturday. That, I don't know why that was important. It was driving me crazy, but thank you for clarifying that. And yeah, so she has a gift basket, and it actually has a sticker on in the front that says Mr. B's basket. And she put a bunch of goodies in there and stuff for him, and I thought that was super, super sweet. So yes, thank you, Ashley. It was right before the signing started. She gave him that, and so that was so funny. And the most awesome thing was that you both did it. Neither one of you had any idea you were doing it, and I thought it was awesome because that wasn't even like, I don't know that I would have ever even thought to do that for somebody. And so, I mean, maybe I would have if it hadn't been him. I don't know, but I just thought it was hilarious. And yeah, so thank you to both those ladies. Excuse me, Amanda's not here, but Ashley is. So thank you. She does kind of look like Minnie Pearl, doesn't she? I probably should take that off her at some point. But anyway, so yeah, so that was Riders on the River. And yeah, well, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I know every author thinks that their readers are the best. And they are, I'm sure. To me, what I love is that I know there are so many in here of you who also read Riley, who also read Ray Lewis, who also read Janie Crouch and Caitlin and Susan and, you know, all these other people. And so when I see posts in their groups, because I'm in their reading groups, some of them I've been in there as a reader well before I started writing, but anytime I see them post in there, you know, I've got the best readers ever, I just smile because I think, yeah, you do, because they're mine too. And you're right. Like, you guys are the best. So anyway, so thanks for that. I appreciate it. I know it has his name on it and everything. Jason. That's right. She's like, come on, bring it. Bring it. Oh. Hey, you're good. You're good. It's all about making those connections, right? Oh, darn it. Sorry, Nicole. But thank you for joining us. It was so much fun hanging out with you guys this weekend. For real. I can't wait to do it again. Let's see. Janice said, just started reading Kristen Harbor. She's awesome, right? So which series are you reading? Just curious. The Titan series. Okay, sorry. Louise, you're gonna have to go because I keep running into her. Oh, sorry. But the Titan series is where I found her, and that's a series that I have read and reread. I don't even know how many times. I do absolutely love that series. Her other stuff's good too, but that's the one I always think of first and always go to, because that's the series that I found. Oh, yay! So Trisha just started the Titan series, right? Ah, love it. Love it. Let's see. I have Louisa. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But then you asked me where Thelma was. And you have Thelma. How am I supposed to know where Thelma was? Right? I think she could take him. Looks good in profile. Those are so funny. Anyway, okay, so let's see. I'm sorry, I've got a list because I'm a list person and I will forget stuff. Covered Christian, covered Riders on the River. My dad, a couple people asked about my dad on here, which is awesome. Thank you. And thank you to those of you who have sent messages and asking about him and keeping him in your thoughts and prayers. He actually goes tomorrow to the VA in Columbia, Missouri here. And he has all of his pre-op testing done tomorrow. And those are the things that will determine and clear him basically for surgery. There's like 5 tests I think he has to do. I know they're doing ultrasounds, I think, of his carotids, a CT of his chest to look at the vessels and everything in there. Possibly an ultrasound of one of his legs, just to see if something happens, they can't use the ones from his chest. And then he has to do, I believe, an echocardiogram and a breathing test. I think that's it. I don't know if Mr. B's still on here. He can fill me in, see if I forgot any of it. But that starts at like 9 in the morning, and I think his last test is scheduled for like 2 something maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look again. My mom sent me the thing, but yeah, so that's where we're at with that. Now we're not expecting anything to come back that says, oh, wait, red flag, can't do the surgery. But you never know. And so while the idea of him having open heart surgery and having a triple bypass is pretty terrifying, to be honest, it almost scares me more if they come back and say that they can't do it, just because the doctor who did the heart cath on him said they could go in and try to do stents and stuff, but he said that would be his second choice as far as what's best for my dad. So as much as I don't like the idea of them having to crack his chest open and do open heart surgery, if that's what he needs, then that's what we're hoping for. So hopefully everything comes back okay and clear. Angie, that was a gift from Christine Hall for me. She surprised me with it at Riders on the River this last weekend. Oh, Janice, I'm sorry you had a long day, but thank you for popping in, even though you had a long day. I really appreciate that. And thanks for the wishes for my dad. I'll pass it along. Oh, sorry. There. And oh, well, thank you, Janice. I appreciate that as well. But yeah, Angie, so that was the giraffe story. She and I both like giraffes. I got her a smaller one while we were at Mr. B actually picked it out. We got it for a knockout, or gave it to her at knockout, and then she surprised me with that at River this last weekend. So yeah. Night, Janice. Sleep well. Thank you, Angie. Yeah, so that's what's going on with Dad, and I'm hoping, hopefully everything comes out okay. I know that Christian said that, they could potentially have all the tests read by end of day tomorrow. Definitely should have them read and have the results by the next day on Thursday. And then once he's given the all clear, then they can get him on the schedule. And that then just, I guess, depends on, like when they can get him in, I guess. Christian said that, it's not really likely, but it could be one of those things where they say, yep, you're good to go. We've got an opening at 9:30 tomorrow, kind of a thing. I don't know. I do know that when he does have the surgery, I will be going to sit with my mother and at the hospital there. And so I will probably be away. Well, maybe away from social media, maybe not. I mean, I'll have my phone with me if everything's going well and I'm able. I will, still try and get in, post in the group and stuff, and give you guys updates. But yeah, so I'll be going and with her. And there's a place that sounds like it's great. It's called the Fisher House there in Columbia. And it's a place that's like a nonprofit, almost like an apartment building kind of house type setup that maybe it just be a house with a bunch of different like rooms. And I know there's like a common area, but it's for the families of veterans who are being treated at the VA hospital where my dad's going to be, and you can stay there for free. So I thought that was really neat that they offered that. And I know there are other places around the country that do that as well. And so I will be staying with my mom there. Mr. B, I think, will probably come down at least for a night or two, maybe, depending on what's going on here. But yeah, I'll be down there with her when they do have the surgery and stuff. But I'll have my computer and everything with me. So hopefully as long as everything goes smoothly like it's supposed to, then when I'm not, over at the hospital with him, I'll be able to get on and say hi and hopefully work and write and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of like that, Christine. It's like a Ronald McDonald house, kind of thing. So, Ashley, that's cool. So my brother and his family actually live in Columbia too. So, which, oops, sorry. I would just stay with them, that they have like 4 kids, like their house is really full. So I'm not, I don't want to throw that in on them. Plus I'm sure my mom would like the company. So, and maybe I can try to convince her to not spend every waking moment at the hospital and get some rest herself. So that's my goal while I'm there. Let's see. Yeah, you're right, Eve. It is so nice. And yeah, I forgot about, oh, lost connection for a second. Sorry. Yeah, so it is. It's so nice for families that, I mean, like I could get a hotel room if I needed to, but there are families out there who couldn't get one, couldn't afford it, or like my parents, they're on a fixed income. And the really nice part about it is it's like less than a block. I mean, it's actually less than, sounded like from what my dad said, less than half a block away from the actual VA hospital. So it sounds like it's kind of like right there, which is really nice. And I know that that's going to help mom and help her hopefully be able to actually get some rest. And they've got like a full kitchen, and we can cook there and everything. And so I think that'll be nice for her to have. So, oh, Meta, your aunt lives there. That's cool. Small world, small world. So, let's see, Stephanie, hotel for family. Oh, nice. It is. It's nice because not everybody thinks of that. You've got the patients, and I know that not every facility can offer that too. But for those that can, it's so nice because, I've slept on those collapsible like chair things that they've got in the hospital. A couple different times when Christian's had he's had to have a couple of different surgeries, and I've slept on those. And I mean, obviously I wasn't going to leave him in there overnight without me, but it just not the most comfortable for sure. So yeah, the knowing that my mom will have an actual bed to be able to sleep in is nice too. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Ramona. That's what I was trying to gauge it. We actually stopped to see my parents on the way home from Riders on the River on Sunday, and we were there for like an hour just to visit. And because we went right past them, right next past the junction that goes into their little town. And so we pulled in and stopped and visited, and my dad was kind of using the church that I grew up going to, and the church that Christian and I got married in, and my parents got married in. So my parents live in this town. It's like 800 people. It's really, really little. And where their house is, you can look out their front porch or their living room window, and you can see the church. And it's like a block away. And my dad told me it was less than the distance to the church from the hospital. So I figured it was around a half a block or so. Oh, nice. That's really nice to see. Now, I didn't realize that they did that as well for the patients too. So that's really good. Yeah, and that's what I tried to tell my mom, because she's bound and determined she's going to sleep in his room with him the night of surgery. I'm like, I don't think they're going to let you. So, but I figured I would let them tell her that. Let's see. Nice. That's good. Yeah, it's so nice. So nice that they offer that. Aw. Well, there you go. So, yeah, so that's the update on my dad. I will keep you all posted when I know more. Now it's just the waiting on the test. So we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, though, aside from that, I guess we could talk a little bit about books, since, well, I guess that's not, well, I mean, it's kind of why I'm here, but this really is just it's just talking. But yeah, so I've got Beckett started, which is why the curtain's closed. I've got that going. I've got a good start on it, and I already know exactly how the rescue at the end is going to go. I know who the bad guy is. I know how that's gonna go. I know the epilogue. Even I actually already wrote part of the epilogue because I got the idea. This dialogue scene between the heroine and Beckett. I guess I could tell you that. So the heroine's name in this is Evelyn. They call her Evie. But I already have I have probably about 3 pages of the epilogue already written, I think. Because I was working on the beginning of it the other day, and I was just sitting here and I was looking at my plotting board and I was thinking, okay, how's it all going to go? And I know I want this to happen at the rescue, but then I got to thinking about, okay, so then what's going to happen after that, and how are we going to do the epilogue? And it just immediately, I got this dialogue between Evie and Beckett in my head, and so I started typing it out so I wouldn't forget it. So yeah, we've got a good start going on it, and that one will be out in September 10th. So I'm really excited for that one. I'm excited to get back into TAC Ops, back into Susan's world. This one will have members from her SEAL Team Hawaii in it, because for those of you who saw the poll in my reader group, that one was overwhelmingly chosen when I asked which team I should use. And I did have a couple people ask, why not Ghost and those guys, Ghost and Hollywood and Fletch and them. The reason I didn't go with them was because I figured, I had used them all throughout Bravo Team, and then I used Ghost and those guys in Garrett's Destiny and in Ethan's Obsession, which were the first 2 books of TAC Ops. And I just thought, she's got all these other teams out there, and I kind of wanted to I don't know, I just kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit. So to kind of force myself to do that, for those of you who have read this series so far, I know it's been forever and a day since I released it, so I'm really excited to get back to it. But those of you who have read Ethan's Obsession, the prologue, or no, sorry, not the prologue, the epilogue in that one sets up this story. And this one starts, Beckett's Desire starts like right where Ethan's story left off, right where that epilogue left off in that one. And so the premise of it is, and I'm not giving anything major away here because this was all in the epilogue from Ethan's story, but the premise is, like, at the end of the epilogue, the last half of that epilogue, you have the guys, it's from Beckett's point of view, they're all in the TAC Ops conference room, and Owens, who is there, Rafe Owens is there, the owner of TAC Ops, and they're the head guy there. Oh, hi, Kimberly. It was awesome to see you too. Thank you for joining in. But anyway, yeah, so Owens brings the team in, and there's a hostage situation overseas that TAC Ops has been tasked with working, and it's a school teacher who had gone over to a part of Afghanistan where the Taliban has taken over again, as it has. But as it has been reported anyway, in real life, there are parts of Afghanistan where the Taliban has lightened up on allowing the girls to have education. And so in the story, she went over on this semester-long, basically sabbatical from, hey, Abby, you're welcome, and I will never fault you if reading is your excuse, even though I know it's not my stuff that you're reading. Oh, hey, Amanda, it was awesome to see you too. I was just telling them about the basket you made for Christian earlier. But yeah, so anyway, so at the end of it, Ethan, they're in the conference room. They're being tasked with this rescue mission to go get this girl or this woman, American teacher who was with a small group of 4 Afghan girls. And they have been taken captive. And so they're tasked with rescuing them. But I made sure I put in there that part of the danger or potential danger or potential issue with this op was going to be that they were going to be working with. Oh, love you too, Abby. Go finish your chapter. We all understand, don't we? Well, maybe not your dad, but the rest of us understand. But yeah, so sorry. So Owens tells them that they're going to be working with a different team on this op. Different than, hey Donna, you're good. Different than the one that they had worked with before, which I didn't mention it, but that was Ghost's team. They were already in that story. And so now, that's kind of puts them on edge a little bit because they're going to have to work with a team that they've not really worked with before. And I actually have a workaround. And this is the beauty of fiction. I have a workaround on why the SEAL team from Hawaii would be over in Afghanistan area. But I've got that figured out. So, again, beauty of fiction. I love it. Anyway, yeah. So, see you later, Melanie. Thank you for joining me. Yeah. So that's kind of Beckett's thing. He's, and at the end of Ethan's story, like you feel the reader gets the sense of his instant like pull or draw to this woman that all he sees is her picture up on the screen. And, he just instantly just has that feel of, I've got to save her, and, as well as the little girls. So that's was set up at the end of Ethan's story. Now we get into Beckett's story. I will tell you the prologue is from Evie's point of view, and it's while she and the girls are still being held captive. And so it picks up right there. And I'm really excited with what I have planned for this story. I try to mix things up a little bit. I don't want it to be the same story over and over again, just, switch out the names kind of a thing. I get that, there is a certain formula to this genre, especially, I think, like Riley Edwards, has openly said multiple times, she says, I write formula fiction. There's always going to be a bad guy. There's always going to be a kidnapping. There's always going to be, so because we know that that's what you guys love. I don't always have a kidnapping. I do have a lot. But there are, there's those certain aspects to each story that I write. Like there's got to be that suspense for me. Otherwise I would get bored writing. And that's just me. That's just how I'm built. And that's how I've always been. I love that action. I love that suspense. I love the heroine being in peril and you having that sense of, oh my gosh, are they going to be able to get to her in time, or what's going to happen, or, and, yeah, so that's why I write what I write. And thankfully you guys like that. So I'm going to keep doing it. But I do like to mix it up a little bit. I don't like every epilogue to end exactly the same. I've done hospital bedside proposals, especially early on. And I love those. I love that moment of, the heroine wakes up or the hero wakes up and the first thing, that the hero thinks of is, I got to tell her I love her. I got to tell her, I want to marry her. And I do love that, but I also love having things a little bit differently. I love like, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who has not read John yet, but I like throwing in a tougher than normal, I guess, tougher than normal compared to my heroines. I like that I try to make them strong, but I like that, like the heroine in John's book, Reagan. It starts off, she's active duty military. So she's a former military for the rest of the story heroine, who is, as you find out in a scene with John, she's very capable, a very capable female. And So that was a lot of fun to write. And so like even with this one, it's, yeah, I'm going to have some of Susan's guys in there, and obviously, and there's going to be a rescue and things like that. But um, I try to mix things up enough that, not every story is exactly cookie cutter, if that makes sense. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know if I do okay with that. But so that's my goal with Beckett. Bringing in the new team, which I'm excited for because I haven't written those guys yet, and so I did spend some time on the trip, and there've been some mornings with coffee and things as I'm dog sitting Lucy and waiting for her to be ready for her first nap of the day. I've been reading through the SEAL Team Hawaii series of Susan's and getting refamiliar with those guys, and so that's always fun. But anyway, let's see. Donna, oh, thank you. I didn't mean to actually put that one up, but hi, Monique, and thank you so much. I try. Let's see. John is on my list after I finish Chris Michael's series. Read the Wrecked one by Brittany. Brittany is awesome. She's an awesome author as well. I mean, Chris is too. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that she's not. But yeah, they're both awesome and both super sweet. Chris, I have known for a while now. Brittany, I just met at Knockout, and that she was very, very gracious and very nice. Had a lot of fun speaking with her and her husband both. So, Suzanne says send Baker to you. It's funny because I was rereading the scene where he comes in with Elodie and basically is telling her, the guys who were your concern, they're no longer concerned, and he pulls the coffee table up a little bit and he just sits on it, kind of straddles. I could just, Susan does a great job at describing, things, and I could just see him sitting there, and it just made me smile because I was thinking in here about, and I knew between in here and the poll that I had put on in Anna's Angels, asking which team I should use. Between that, I Baker was like, by and large, Baker's name kept coming up over and over and over again. And when I was reading over that scene again, it made me smile because I thought of that, and I'm like, yeah, I could totally see why, because to me, he's like, he's like my Jagger and Derek, and those guys that are just, well, maybe not Derek. I guess he's probably a little too sweet. Maybe Grant's more growly, but he's just kind of that straight to the point, no bullshit, smart ass character, and I love it. So I can almost guarantee Baker will have an appearance in Beckett's story. So there's that. There you go. There's your little tidbit for tonight. There's your little sprinkle of happiness that I gave you. Let's see. Janice, wow, wait, I feel like I'm missing something here. Wait, are you talking about a book? This is where Mr. B is so much more helpful with this. They're better at this stuff than I am. Forest Fall. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about Baker? Yep. You know what? It's fun, and that is fun too. There is a challenge to writing in another author's world and using their characters, because there's a lot of pressure to make sure that you. Oh, okay. Forest Fall from Ellie Masters, another great author. Awesome. Okay. But yeah, so it's like, because I got to try and make sure that they sound like they have in her books, and their personalities come out the same way that they have in her books, and things like that. And so there is pressure for that. But it's still fun. It's fun too. Like, it's fun dipping your toes in that and getting to borrow her characters for a bit to help out my guys. So I do like that. that part of it. But yeah, so the rest of you who are in here, or not the rest of you in here, those of you who are in here who've read Susan's, what's another team you'd like for me to use in there? Because I could very well mix it up in the next book. I don't know. I mean, it might depend on where they're going. I might need to look at that a little bit more closely. But yeah, so it's, I don't know, it's fun. And I've even done, like, I already have an idea, for another Susan series that I thought about doing, her, like, police and fire and rescue, series and like first responder. I feel horrible. I can't even think of what the name of the series is right now. I'm blaming lack of sleep on that. But I thought about doing that and not even doing, the military part of it, but getting the first responder part, kind of involved in that. I thought that would be a lot of fun. So there's, I don't know, that is probably, the one of the hardest parts for me as an author is I have all these ideas. I have a whole folder of other series ideas in there that I get an idea and I'll write it down and I'll pop it in. Or I've got one series idea on my note app on my phone that that I would really like to do at some point, in the near future. But then I have these other series that I'm working on that I love that I need to keep going on them too. And so it's like when I do get the idea for another series, especially one that's like not risk related, Badge of Honor series. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lana. It's hard because like the impatient part of me, I'm like, because when I get the idea for a new series, I want to start it like right now. But yeah, so it has to wait. But that's kind of what's rolling around in my head. Just so you guys know, I do have lots more ideas. I just need more time to get them all done. So, right? I agree. And like download it and get like clear it out and then start fresh, right? I agree 100% with that. Let's see. I think I'm caught up here. Lana with this. Right? This is why I need her in my life. Well, that's not the only reason, but yep. One of the many reasons, right? Why I need all you guys. You guys keep me in line between you guys and Abby and Mr. B. Let's see. I need a book that would be new for romance reader group. If anyone has a suggestion, we are supposed to meet this Thursday. Many of the readers have not read many romance books. They are new to romance genre. Oh. Does it matter like spice level or anything, Stephanie? Or buy them, read them. Well, I'm trying. Right? I have said this forever. That would be so nice. Although, I don't know that the world can handle any more of me. I know my family couldn't handle another one of me. I'm pretty sure you all couldn't either. But that would be nice for that purpose, especially. Let's see. You could do a Susan Stoker Rometta. Absolutely. Let's see. Please add your name. I'm always, you never know. You never know. I'm always looking for neat names, and I've even, like, I've gotten names from Facebook. I've gotten names from, just Googling, baby list names. I have gotten names from people that I've met. I mean, I've gone to a gas station or a restaurant or, whatever, and their name tag, and I'm like, ooh, I like that name, They always say thank you. And then I'm always like on my phone app going, typing it down, so I don't forget it. But yeah, and then I was actually on a panel at Space Coast, and one of the questions that we were asked was, where do we get the names from. And one of the authors on the panel, and I feel horrible because I cannot think of who it was at the time. There were like 3 or 4 other authors with me. But one of them said that they often will use movie credits to get names. And we were, I just heard a bark. I'm pretty sure that was Lucy. But we were at the Inside Out 2 movie a couple weeks ago with the kids, and we were waiting for after the credits because we had heard that there was a bonus scene after the credits, and there was, so we waited. But as we were waiting, of course, you've got this big screen that's covered in nothing but scrolling names, and I was looking and I was like, ooh, that was kind of a neat name. And then it was like, this makes sense now. I see why, because there are some very unique names in movie credits and show credits, if you ever watched that. So I've done that before, so I do. Every time I see a cool name, I'm like, oh, I like that one. And so I do make note of that. Let's see. Ashlyn for a heroine's name. So funny story, Angie. Abby was going to be Ashlyn, spelled exactly like that. Christian for forever. He was like that one rare guy who, even in high school, like he knew the baby names that he wanted. And so he had always said if he had a girl, he wanted to name her Ashlyn. Well, my middle name is Lynn. I get that. My mom's middle name is Lynn. My middle name is Lynn. And so I wanted my little girl, my firstborn girl, to have Lynn. But then when he said Ashlyn, I was like, oh, I like that because it still has the Lynn in there. And then we were going to use Renee, which is Christian's mom's middle name. And so she was going to be Ashlyn Renee. And then the further along that I got in my pregnancy, like people would ask me, like, do you know what names you're going to use yet? And because we didn't find out what Abby was going to be, I didn't want to know. We wanted to be surprised. So, we get asked what are the names? And so I'd say, well, if it's a boy, it's going to be this. If it's a girl, it's going to be Ashlyn Renee. And so many people, oh, Ashley, oh, I like that. Or, oh, Ashton, oh, I like that. And I would have to correct them. And I already, like, she wasn't even born yet, and I was already tired of correcting people. So I'm like, nope, not doing it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do this for the next 18 years of this child's life. Can't do it. So we went back to the drawing board, and we were actually watching the old ER. Do you remember ER show that had George Clooney was in it? And I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of the other names right now, but doesn't matter. But anyway, the old ER show, one of the characters on there, the nurse, she was Abby. And it was so funny because we'd watched the show for forever since it had first come on. But he and I were sitting in the living room one night, and on the show, somebody hollered for the character Abby, and we both kind of turned and looked at each other like, Abby. And so she became Abby Lynn. But that's just funny because she was going to be Ashlyn just like that. But yeah, so you know what? I don't have an Ashlyn. You're right. Since I couldn't use her for that. But I will say, so Abby got Abby Lynn. So then we saved Renee for Emma. So that's Emma's middle name. So we still got to use Christian's mom's middle name. So, let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So you guys were talking about Rametta. You said that you guys were reading the first KGI. I can't tell you how many times I've read that. Like I literally cannot tell you how many times I've read her KGI series up into the last book that was released. And I know, Trisha, I feel the same way. From what I understand, Maya Banks had a lot of health issues that kind of prevented her from continuing on with a lot of her writing and stuff. And yeah, it sucks because I really, really, really wanted Rusty's story. And I know everybody who was a lover of that series wanted Rusty's story. So it was really, really sad. And I was the one that I had pre-ordered it when it very first came on pre-order. That next book that was supposed to come out, I pre-ordered it, and I would get the notification from Amazon that the release date had been pushed back, and I just kept it. And then it got pushed back, and it became years that this book was being pushed back, but I still did not cancel my pre-order because I was still holding out hope. Until I think it was, I don't know, was it last year or the year before? I finally got an email that basically it was just taken down from Amazon. They weren't going to continue to keep pushing the deadline like that. So, and my assumption is that was probably Maya's decision on that. But yeah, that is such a good series. And even though, you don't get Rusty's story, you still get all the brothers, and it's still well worth the read, I feel like, in my opinion. But that's just me. I don't know Maya. I would love to meet her. She would definitely be one of my unicorn authors too, because that series really kind of is what really got me going on the romantic suspense genre as a whole. Reading between her and Cynthia Eden and Kristen Harbor. Those were my three big influences in reading romantic suspense. And then I found Caitlin O'Leary, and then found Susan, and of course then Riley and all that. But before, I met and found out about Riley Edwards when I first started writing. So well before that, even, I was a reader of Susan and Caitlin's. And that's where I discovered the military romance and the military romantic suspense part. And so, of course, I fell in love with that as well. So, yeah, if you get a chance to read Maya Banks, just know, Sean, thank you. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think of his name. I could picture like the character in my head. I couldn't think of his name. Just know going into it, you're not going to get Rusty and Sean's story, but I personally feel like it's still definitely worth the wait. Let's see. So he starts off that way for sure. But then, I don't know. Cause I kind of thought the same thing. He was very much that big brother role. But then as the series went on, and as her character grew up, and got older and stuff, I could see it, the chemistry, kind of was there. And I thought, what a neat story, that they would have, given how they met. And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it, but those of you who have read it, you understand what I'm talking about. But given how they met and everything, I don't know, I could see it. And I thought that would be a kind of a fun, meet cute story. To tell their kids later or whatever. So in my head, they had an amazing story, and she oh, am I frozen? Am I really? I didn't get an alert. Usually it tells me if it's up there. Am I still frozen? Can you guys hear me? Okay, so other people are replying. So am I good now? I hope. But yeah, so it just, I love that. I love that story. I love that series a lot. Okay, good. So maybe it's just a glitch on Trisha. You're the problem. I'm just kidding. I love you. But yeah, I don't know. It's sad that they won't get it. But in my head, they went on to have a super exciting, super dangerous, I kind of feel like almost Rusty has to save Sean in my head. I have no idea where Maya's brain was going. I wish I knew, when she had, her thoughts for their story. But, oh, good night, Suzanne. Put your mama and your granddaughter. Oh, granddaughter will be there at 7, early morning. Yes. Go get yourself some rest and enjoy. Oh, shoot. Nope, I don't want to do that. Sorry. Go back. Let's see. Trisha says, well, crap. Not that, you know what? I'm not surprised that it's not the first time. Oh, hey, Nana's in here. Hello, hello. Thanks for popping in and checking in. Um, it's just me tonight, so you're just stuck with me. Um, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I would love to do that. I would love to get a hold of her and be like, hey, what would you think if um and I feel like I've read it enough times, I probably could do her characters justice. Like I don't have a doubt, like as far as their personalities and that kind of thing, because I feel like I know those characters like for real. And I love it. Um but yeah, she's an amazing, amazing author, and I hate that she wasn't able to complete that. It would break my heart if I had to stop mid-series, and not just the idea of not being able to finish a series for y'all. So I know that couldn't have been easy from her. Oh, Susan Brockman. Yes. I found her it was a few years after she had published some of her stuff. But then I found her and then I read her as well. Very, very good. If you guys have not read her, she's awesome. So there's so many. There are so many. Maybe we need to do that some night. We could do like a that's what I should have done tonight since it's just me. We could have done like a book club theme and everybody, talk about their favorite books and favorite series from other authors too. That'd be fun. Yes, Shayla did work with her. I know Shayla knows her personally, Shayla Black, and I believe Elle Boone also knows her personally. And I can't remember if Jenna Jacob knows her, but I know like all of those ladies kind of started at the same time in the publishing world, the romance publishing world. So, yeah, yep. Sharon, you know what? Same. And she's so generous, and it's awesome the support that she gives us authors who do write for her. She's amazing. So, man, and I knew you were going to ask, somebody was going to ask that, and you know what, hang on, and I will tell you if you will give me 1 second. She did post about an author who recently passed who had written for her world. Did she do it in her, I think she did it in her group. Let me look up here because I know I'm not. Rachel McNeely is the name of the author who passed away. Desiree Holt did pass away. She passed away, I think, last year. May have even been like a year and a half now, I think. Also an amazing author and so sweet. So sweet. She's one that had the Phoenix Agency World that I wrote my Fatal Connection with. But more recently, Rachel McNeely has passed. Susan's post. So I'll just read here what it's just real short here. Susan said, super sad news to report. Rachel McNeely has passed. She was 83 and lived a long, amazing life. In case you missed her books in my world, she had 10 published with me. They will eventually be coming off sale, and I'm not sure you'll be able to get them again. I highly recommend you check them out now while you still can. It was an honor and a privilege to have Rachel in my world. I'm going to miss her greatly. And so Susan has the link there. The link that she gave, the image it pops up with, the title was called The Seal's Surprise Baby. But she had 10 books in Susan's world, it sounds like. And I did look up today, because she said she was 83. So then I got curious and I thought, that I haven't read her yet, but the name sounded familiar. And so then I thought, wait a minute. So how long has it been, since Rachel, published in Susan's world? And I'm thinking, it must have been several years because, she's 83, right? And I looked and it was just 2 years ago. So at 81, she was still writing and still publishing, which I thought was amazing. And I know Desiree Holt was still writing and publishing in her 80s as well. And so like, that's my goal. That's what I'm aspiring to be. So luckily the good Lord lets me stick around long enough to do that. And it probably will take me that long to get through all of the series that I have already in my folder. not to mention all the other ones that are going to be starting to pop up here. It's, there, you never know. But let's see. I saw something. What Stephanie said. I bought a book at Knockout, the Susan Soaker. I'm assuming it's supposed to be Forced for another author, and I bought the book. And now I don't know which book it was. Oh no. Well, I would say you're just going to have to go through all your books and you're going to have to look them up and see which one of the books that you bought at Knockout is book number 2 in a series. And then there you would have your answer. Maybe. I don't know. That's like the easiest way I could try to figure it out, maybe. Oh, Shayla Black. Hello. We were just talking about you. Happy Tuesday. Good things. We were talking about different authors and different books that we love, and somebody brought up Maya Banks and how sad it was that we were not going to get Rusty and Sean's story, and we were talking about that because I said, yeah, that was one of my first romantic suspense series that really pulled me in, and I absolutely love it, and I still recommend it, even though readers aren't going to get Rusty and Sean's story. I still highly recommend the KGI series from Maya because it's just an amazing series, and she's an amazing author. And she has other completed series that are out there that are really good too. Yeah, your ears must have been burning because I think you brought up, or somebody had brought up that you, or maybe it was Trisha, I think, had worked with Maya before, and you knew her, and I said, yeah, I knew that you knew her, and I was thinking that El Boone knew her, and I couldn't remember if Jenna knew her or not. But I knew you ladies all kind of started around the same time, I was thinking. So anyway, yeah. So that's probably why your ears were burning. So let's see. I think, gosh, you know what? I'm kind of proud of myself. I was worried I wasn't gonna be able to talk to you guys for an hour, and I was afraid it was just going to be crickets for a while since I didn't have my partner in crime to feed off of. And Louise is awesome and all, but she's kind of quiet, so not as much fun. Sorry, but not as much fun as Mr. B. So hopefully he will be back here next week. I see no reason not to. Like I said beforehand, he was saying he was already feeling better. I think his body just needed some rest to give those muscles time to get back where in the places they're supposed to be. So that being said, I think that, the plan is, for us both to still be here with you next week. The only thing I can see, knock on wood, that would interfere with that would be if my dad's having surgery around that time. But I will keep you guys posted. I'll keep you posted on that and what I find. Hey now. Oh, wait. This is Louise, Eve, not Thelma. This one's Louise. So I thought you were I was going to cover her ears. I thought you were going to make her sad because you thought the other giraffe was cuter. I get it now. Cuter than Mr. B. I don't know. I'm gonna have to argue on that one. Quieter than Mr. B, absolutely, but not cuter. I did keep it on the rails. See, that's the problem. He's the one who always takes it off the rails. And oh wait, wrong one. Sorry. Yeah. I don't go off the rails quite as much. Now, if I had allowed myself to have some wine or something, while I was talking to you guys by myself, I probably would have gone off the rails more. But I thought, maybe not this time. Try to keep my composure with y'all. Oh, thank you, Shayla. Yeah, I know you did. So I appreciate that greatly. I will let you know for sure. Oh, Amy McKincaid. Well, hello. Thank you so much. I have no reason to think that it won't, so it's just one of those things, it's surgery, and it's a major surgery. So there are those risks, but, trying to keep positive vibes, keep the faith, and I will definitely keep y'all posted on that. But, thank you, Bonnie. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Try not to get in too much trouble, even though I know sometimes that's not as fun. But we love you all so, so much. Thank you for hanging in there. And thank you for hanging in there with me, though I was like 10 minutes late getting this all figured out. I think I figured out, I did figure out what my issue was, and what I was doing wrong to get it started. I thought I knew what I was doing. Apparently I didn't. But hopefully Mr. B will be here next week and we won't even have to worry about it. So, anyways, love you guys so, so much. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week. And we will be back next Tuesday when he's not here. Talk Tuesday. So, all right. Love you guys so much. Have a good night. And we'll see you later. Bye. Okay, sorry. I'm really going. I promise. I couldn't resist. So have a good night. Love you guys.